There are so many different productivity tools with so many different functions, and today I want to show you the ones that I actually use on a daily basis to get things done. Now, I've been obsessed with trying to remain as productive as possible for years now. Pretty much every productivity app that you can think of, I've tried it, I've used it, and with so many, there's so many small differences and key features that make it hard to keep track of which ones actually work. For me, finding the right combination was super important, especially as I've now gotten more and more busy. So I knew I needed to get this fixed. I'm sure you guys understand leveling up in your career or in your life or whatever it might be. There are always things that are being added onto our plates, and being able to organize and make sure that we have a productive system for everything is crucial for not going insane. And like I said, after spending years trying to dial this in and trying everything that's out there, I've found the perfect combination. Here it is. This first phase I'm calling information distillation. Now, I absolutely love learning. I'm constantly listening to podcasts, watching videos, reading audiobooks on just how to level up. But guess what? None of it matters if you can't apply or retain any of the information that you're consuming. So in order to take all that information and put it into something that I can use on a daily basis, I use this first app called Scrintal. Scrintal is a minimalist design canvas that lets you organize all of your ideas. See, my brain is always moving at 1,000,000 kilometers per hour, always thinking of, new ideas, things I want to work on, things that I've consumed, like the podcasts and videos I was just talking about, and everything in between. Now with Scrintal, I'm able to add structure and clarity so that I can actually keep track of all of the information that I'm learning so that it doesn't go to waste. Let me show you exactly what I mean. First off, I have these daily cards that are super easy to make. All I do is hit D, and immediately I can get to writing the most important objective of the day, as well as a couple notes on how I plan to get things done. And if you need another card for creating new notes or anything else, you can do that easily with its clean and minimalistic design. One thing I hate about other productivity apps is that it feels like you need a whole university degree just to be able to use the app, whereas Scrintal doesn't overwhelm you with function. What I also love about Scrintal is how easy it is to connect your cards to other boards or cards you might have compared to other productivity apps. Some of them, I would actually argue that the majority of them don't even let you do this, whereas Scrintal kind of lets you have this mind map and overarching picture of all the information that you have. Super clutch if you're always learning like me and everything is sort of connected, but at the same time you want that degree of separation. Scrintal just does this perfectly. This was a game changer for me because while I love to have my own independent cards that are organized based on the topic, it's also nice to see the overarching bigger picture of everything that I'm learning. You can easily see how everything is connected, and it's as simple as hitting plus and then linking other cards. Now the interesting thing about Scrintal is there isn't actually folders, rather you have tags for organization. And I can't figure out for the life of me why other apps don't do this, because it's so much more natural to how the brain actually works. Everything is interconnected, everything is related, and not isolated like a folder. You hit the hashtags, and not only can you create new tags, but at the bottom you can see related tags and share the tags that you're actually using. Again, it's perfect for looking at the big picture and seeing how things are connected. You can also see all of your tags on the left in search. Scrintal has this really easy search function so that you can easily find any note that you're looking for. Now back to the board. Having the daily card is great, but I like going one step further and breaking down action items with a column card. You hit K and can create a column and take all the cards that you have and make action-oriented lists to actually tackle the day. Now, you'll notice a theme here. Everything is very clean and minimalistic. Everything is simple and efficient. And everything is built from the ground up to turn all of your ideas into structured knowledge. Now, if you want to use Scrintal for yourself, you can get 10% off by clicking the first link at the top of the description or by using the code MATT10 for 10% off. And thanks to Scrintal for sponsoring this video. The second phase app is the cornerstone of any productivity system, and that's a to-do list. Alright guys, I've used a ton of different to-do lists before, everything from Apple's reminders to Microsoft's to-do, and nothing has beat the simplicity of Todoist. It's just so simple, it works, and it's the perfect blend of functionality yet simplistic to use. For example, my issue with reminders is that it's always been missing key features that I'm looking for. It felt a little too bare bones and not actually useful. Whereas apps like Microsoft To-Do were the complete opposite side. They would require too much input on my side. be clunky to use, and lack support where I needed it. Todoist by far has been the best in balancing both. Here are some ways that I maximize my usage in this app. Firstly, I put every single thing that I have to do in my entire life on this app. Doesn't matter if it's work, personal, or anything else. Brain was made for coming up with creative ideas, and it's pretty terrible at storing them. And having them here in this simple list lets me focus on what matters most. Now, I always make sure to have the Todoist widget big and bright in the middle of my phone. One of the best ways to build a habit is via environment, and let me tell you, if you're constantly opening your phone and seeing your to-do list and seeing the fact that you have 5 things that you haven't done for the day, eventually it's gonna start annoying you and you're gonna want to clear it out.
Hey y'all, come look at this.
Finally, I take advantage of the priority tags in Todoist. It takes literally 1 extra second to type out P1, 2, or 3 unless you prioritize all of your tasks based on what comes first. I love this because it makes the organization part of tasks so easy and seamless to do. And even if things come up and I'm not able to get everything done, I know that I get the highest priority things done first. And the final crucial phase of a productivity system is a calendar app. This is arguably by far the most important piece. Like guys, it's kind of gotten to the point where I can't live without my calendar. And it's funny because it wasn't too long ago that I actually never used to use it. And I never understood how people could rely upon a calendar. I would make it, but then I would never follow it, and it felt like a big waste of time. Maybe you think that exact same thing right now, but I'm about to show you how it changed my life forever. First things first, the calendar that I use is Apple's calendar. Google's one is great and free, but I like the simplicity of Apple's calendar and the integration between all my other devices. And in this one calendar, I have all my different emails and different schedules kind of all funnel back to this one central hub. So I have things like personal items, YouTube events, business calls, and everything in between. Next, I'm gonna tell you, as somebody that tried the whole, colorful aesthetic calendar thing, that it just doesn't work for me. See, there's just too much random stuff that can happen, and these little 5-minute setbacks that accumulate all the time throughout your calendar day, well, it ends up throwing off the whole entire thing. That was my problem and why I never stuck to it in the first place. I would try to be perfect and schedule everything out down to the exact minute and would never be able to follow it, because that's just not how life is. So now for any tasks moving forward, I add 1.5 to 2 times the amount of time that I think it'll take. I know that might sound like I'm losing a lot of calendar space, and that's exactly the point. See, it's gonna make you focus on the things that are actually important and cut out anything else that isn't, because it, well, literally can't fit in. So to recap, I preload this calendar system with any scheduled events, like the time that I go to the gym, personal events, calls, things like that. I add in big blocks of time relative to my to-do list and way overestimate the amount of time that it'll actually take to account for life. And finally, I don't try to fill things up to the brim, and I actually leave open space, cut out any of the gunk that doesn't matter, and only focus on the important things. Now, all these apps will definitely make you more productive, but if you're addicted to your phone, then it doesn't really matter. So if you want to see my full guide to destimulating your brain, you're definitely going to want to check out this video here.